Yes.
So, she's got stage 4 terminal cancer. My person that started beating up on somebody and got arrested. So Jesus healed her and then she got arrested. It was one of those.
This for 90 days.
Okay.
And then if something happens between then, let me know.
I will. I appreciate you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Mom.
Signature. Sure.
Today's doctor. Thank you.
Norma, I need a 90-day reset. Thank you. April 27th.
April 27th on this fabula.
What is that sector? You can just put it as discovery.
I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Y'all have a good day. Be safe up there. Stay warm. See you later.
Yeah, I see they put salt down everywhere, so hey.
Thanks a lot, Judge. I appreciate it.
Sure, have a good one. Tell your son I said hello.
I will.
All right.
He's gonna be here much more often now. I'm taking over one of his out of county. This he spends 2/3 of the week out of county.
So which out of county, where are you gonna be out of county?
I'll be in Medina now. I'm gonna take over Medina for him, but he's Medina, her, Kendall, and Gillespie, and Guadalupe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's on his little Porsche, his Corvette driving like a crazy man.
You know, the first car I wanted was a Supra. Do you remember the Supras? And then I was like, no, you know.
He's got his little Corvette, but thinks it's just for Rico's water. I really think so. Thank you.
Anyone else ready?
This guy's not on docket, but you're the one of the targets for the EDCs. Thank you.
Yes.
Page 8, fourth one down. Jacob Leal.
Jacob Leal.
I don't know what that. Before we get on record, I told Brandon about these. I'm promoting them at this point. I was not worried about the cold. They're called Flygo.
Oh, what are flygos?
They are not fashionable, I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I wore, 'cause I got the matching set. So I got the pants and I got the top.
Mhm.
I wore those out in the 18-degree weather. I didn't feel a thing for 20 minutes.
Wow.
I didn't feel a thing until my feet got cold. Like those things, we wore those during the freeze. We didn't feel a thing. I could have turned off the entire heating system.
To get that for my brothers.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Again, not fashionable, but
Well, I'm here for the warmth. I'm not here for the fashion.
I'm making this company famous because it worked.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm easily cold. I am easily cold. I'll wear 5 layers if I need to.
Mhm.
I almost came to court in these.
Okay, to get that. All right, so we're here on discovery issues.
There's the discovery issues, Judge. And I spoke to state, the prosecutor that is on the case is having car issues. She's not here. But the phone dump that was talked about last setting has not been produced to defense. That's something we're still waiting on.
All right, so is that the only thing?
Nope, we also have a motion to withdraw, Judge.
Okay. So could I see well, before we do the phone records thing, let's take up the motion to withdraw. Do you have?
It was filed and accepted, Judge. It was done so before I got here, so I printed out a copy anyways.
All right. There's my stapler. Well, I will tell you in the back office, the electricity is out.
I heard.
So, do you mind if I keep this for the court and they can file stamp it?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Have you had a chance to, before we go on the record, have you had a chance to review the motion to withdraw?
I sent him a copy, Judge. I talked to his mother about it on Thursday of last week.
Could you talk to him about it?
I did talk to him about it as well, yes.
Okay, so you understand the motion to withdraw? All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 012576, State versus Jacob Leal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Pertaining for the state of Texas?
for the defense?
John Pettis for defense.
And are you Mr. Leal? All right, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. And before I ask you a couple of questions, State, do you have any objections to the motion to withdraw? All right, State, you may be excused. So, Mr. Leal, I'll just have a couple of questions for you, and it's not about the substance of the case. It's just about this motion. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Yeah,
All right, Mr. Leal, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Have you had a chance to discuss the motion to withdraw with your attorney?
yes, ma'am.
And do you understand your attorney's reasons for wanting to withdraw? One of the reasons your attorney has in here is related to your contract with the attorney. I don't know what your contract is with him or not, because this is not civil, but that's one of the reasons why he wants to withdraw from your case. Do you have any objections to your attorney withdrawing?
No, ma'am.
All right, then the court will grant the motion to withdraw. Counsel, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
But counsel, when he's given a new attorney, whatever discovery you have, if you'll make sure that that attorney receives it.
Absolutely, Judge.
All right, you may be excused. Mr. Leal, are you going to be able to afford to hire an attorney, or would you like one appointed?
I'm gonna work on getting a court appointment. I mean, I'm working on getting an attorney, but right now, if I could like just get a court appointment.
Okay.
And I was gonna ask, also, man, like, I'm on house arrest. And
So here's the thing, that will need to be addressed with whoever your new attorney is going to be. So do you want one appointed, or do you want?
it's my uncle.
Okay, just have a seat. We'll make sure that you get an attorney, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm ready for the next one.
Okay, it's gonna be on page 4. Second and third one, Timothy Butler.
I'm sorry, who is it?
Timothy Butler with.
All right, Timothy Ibarra. Oh, come down. Hi, counsel.
Judge, how are you?
All right, so has a motion or any motions need to be filed with your client?
No, he's not competent.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We have a placement hearing on the 5th.
On the 5th? All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, if you'll recall this for May and counsel if companies restore it before May, just let us know.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. This was.
What- I'm sorry, when?
May 25th.
All right, so we'll be back May 25th. And
I don't
counsel, if
anticipate-
he's in
I
the
don't
state
an-
hospital, let me know.
I don't anticipate anything being restored.
All right, thank you.
Should that get the third hearing or?
Yes. Well, you know what? Do it as a status.
Question. May 25th is Memorial Day. Okay.
Deputy Laura, would you let him know he's going to be brought back on May 26th?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes.
We have a case set for PSI this morning. Yeah, at some point it will be called today, obviously. The victim for the case would like to give victim impact statement, but she's unable to make it. Is she okay if she does it by Zoom?
If you all are in agreement with her doing it by Zoom.
Okay, I'll ask defense counsel when he gets here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Back in what she's done in the past, is she's asked me to bring up the people.
All right, who's here on Darwin Gomez?
Morning, Mark.
Good morning.
So
You want to call Bubby or no?
Yes.
Go.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Definitely.
All right, so was recalled, and we'll go on the record in just a moment. This was recalled for the defendant to pay restitution.
Yes, Judge.
And has that been done?
Yes, Judge. He was able to come up with $9,960, something like that.
I believe I could put him under there.
Oh, that's not.
Sorry, I'm a little.
Roger this morning, y'all. Finally got the flu.
Okay.
Sorry. My wife gave it some. What was the number you said, sir?
$9,960.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Thank God he was able to sell his trailer and some other things to come up with, because
It was actually the Friday prior to court, so by the whim.
So has he paid the restitution in full now, or is there any more?
no, there's still, I think, like 5,000. When we had come the last setting, I think it was 15,000.
$15,232.36.
His finances are strapping. You had wanted, I don't want to speak for you, but
No, no.
my recollection was you had wanted some serious good faith,
Mm-hmm.
and you had said 10,000.
So I'm sorry, what's the total you've paid?
It was the
$9,962,
Yes.
something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, is it exactly 9,900?
Correct. Yes.
I can pull it up. He
Yes,
texted me.
yes.
My apologies, Your Honor.
No, no
I almost
problem.
this is no excuse, but I would have had the full amount, but they're kind of evicting me from my house due to circumstances.
Mhm.
I'd rather get that situated.
We went to the second floor, to the.
Shoot, I don't have it. I thought I had to say.
No, no, I'm just trying to figure out the total amount that he's paid for today, just the 9,000.
It's 9,900. It's like I want to say, I don't.
$40 short of the 10,000.
It's like 9,960. I thought it was 9,962, but it might be 9,960.
So if it's $40 shy, then it's $9,960.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
I have all the receipts here if need be as well, Your Honor.
Oh, no, you'll need to provide that to probation. Let me see something.
And the good news is he's a few months shy of being promoted. And with that promotion, I think it's the journeyman. He'll be making more money to be able to pay more towards.
That is correct, Your Honor. I'm currently in the JATC program on Blanco Road for electrical. So once I'm finished with the electrical systems and codology, they'll be giving me a $4 raise, Your Honor.
Okay, so probation, that leaves a balance of $5,363.36. Yes. That is going to be to Miles Buentello, Buentello. So with regards to this $5,363.36, how much you're going to be able to pay monthly towards that? Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me what you can do.
I'm a very transparent man, Your Honor. I don't.
So, I mean, just tell me.
Um,
Or do you need to discuss an amount with your attorney?
if I could please,
Sure.
right now it's a slow season with the union, so it's
Oh.
very difficult. Okay.
$250 a month, Judge,
Okay.
is a safe number.
All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 9393, State versus Darwin Gomez Jr. Can I have parties announced?
Brandon Griffith, state.
Mark LaHood for defense.
And are you Mr. Gomez?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, you entered into a plea bargain agreement. According to your plea, punishments to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is silent on your application, and there's to be restitution to the complainant. State, any witnesses, which you wouldn't have because you're silent.
Judge.
Any witnesses, defense?
No, Judge, we had put on evidence for the plea or for the initial sentencing hearing from 3 months ago.
Mhm.
But we didn't bring any additional witness for today, Judge. I apologize.
No. I'm just asking. I remember everything about this case, and I remember the instructions I gave. And one of them was the majority of this restitution needed to be paid if you wanted the court to have a possibility of granting your application.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years deferred adjudication. Let me go here. So 10 years deferred adjudication. Oh, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be restitution and no contact with the complainant. The restitution amount is $5,363.36. The court will note that the defendant has paid a majority of the restitution amount, and the remaining restitution is to be made in installments of $250 per month. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, 300 hours of community service restitution. Subtract 50 hours of community service restitution upon completion of the defensive driving course. And then another deduction of 50 hours for community service restitution upon completion of the anger management course. Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor, but I will be planning it now that this is.
No, Judge, she has not.
Okay. Field visits, one time per month for 6 months. Probation. Is there anything else that's required? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry, counsel. I don't have your, oh, here it is. Did you review the trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, I need him to sign that.
Yes, Judge.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, communication is key if you want to be successful on probation. Do not disappear. Follow through on the contract that you've made with the court. This is a contract with the court. It's not a contract with your attorney. It's not a contract with the state. You've made promises to the court that you're going to pay that restitution off in the amount of $250 a month. You need to make sure you do that because the complainant wants their restitution. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you cannot drive with patience, without anger, then you should not be driving.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand?
Absolutely.
All right, good luck to you.
You
God
won't see
bless
him
you,
again.
Your
Thank
Honor.
you so much.
God bless you too. Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well, Judge. May I excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Meredith Jacone, can you come forward, please? All right, who's ready?
On page two, 5 to 6, and on page three, first one, Baovu.
Mr. Vu?
I don't think, Mr. Simmons is here.
Okay, next.
All right, next we have. Page 17, Judge Lampkin. Have a seat, sir. The other attachments, the other file.
All right, Lampkin?
He's not up here yet, Judge.
Sorry, Judge.
That's okay. Who's next?
I have, page 9, 6 down, Logan McBride.
Logan McBride?
Morning, Judge.
Morning. All right, so State, were you able to tender an offer?
I have an offer, Judge, this morning.
Okay. And have you received all discovery?
I believe so, and they're preparing a discovery acknowledgement as we're standing.
Okay. And how old are you?
22.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you set this for 45 days for a plea deadline date?
You can do the March 12th.
All right, March 12th?
Judge, I'll be in San Francisco on March 12th, from the 12th through the following Tuesday. Be back the next Wednesday.
All right, I need a new date.
Never mind. It's February 12th.
Oh, okay.
March 12th is fine.
All right, we'll see you back on March 12th. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. All right, thank you.
It's going okay.
Huh?
The debate though.
Oh, I will tell you, it went very well. And there's probably going to be another one, but I love when I moderate and people are having conversations so
Oh,
people
yeah.
can hear and see the differences.
I haven't watched it. I think one of them was on YouTube or something. Somebody
Well,
posted
one of
it.
them, I think it,
First one, I think somebody posted.
yeah, so one was, I think it was live stream on Facebook. So it's there.
At the, I noticed the crowd there, the number of debaters has gotten smaller.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Have a seat or step
maybe,
aside.
maybe one or two went into hiding, so.
We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
You can't. They will not be allowed to come back in.
Yaya, what page is this on?
Sorry, that is on page 16, first
Right.
one.
Thank you.
And I'm working on one more page.
What, one more for her or?
No, sorry.
Okay.
You're coming in, please find a seat.
First 2 rows are reserved.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Hi.
Thank you. Don't say it, because another setting. Okay. There you go.
Have a good day, Jen.
You too.
Bye.
All right, court is calling 2025 CR 12977 State versus Mary Elizabeth Sanchez. We have parties approach and announce for the record. And you are Mary Elizabeth Sanchez? You entered a plea bargain agreement with the state on December 4th. According to your plea, state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State is silent on your applications. And this is to run concurrent with 2025 CR 12977. I don't have that pause number. Does she have a motion to revoke as well or no?
No, she's not on probation.
The other name is under cable due, I believe it
Oh.
re-indicted it. There's two.
She was initially under cable due, and I think it was re-indicted under Sanchez, yes.
So,
And the 8828 was, should be dash 02.
no, the 2025 CR 12977, that's what y'all say it's running concurrently with. So is that a motion to revoke? What is that?
It's an outstanding.
All right, so is that a case she pled on? Why is that running concurrently?
Pleading both of them concurrently, Joe.
Ah, okay.
Same plea.
Oh, and so that's the one that is now the -02?
No, dash 02 is one, the other one is 012977, two different cases. One of them is 2021, one's 2025.
All right, so in your plea bargain agreement, it says that this is running concurrently with 2025 CR 12977.
Right.
So what case is
Plea
that?
bargain should be under 2021 CR 8828-02.
So it says something else in the plea bargain agreement.
If you're on her site.
Thank you. Let me see. Well, that's listed as a case when I look it up.
I think both cases were in the second stage. Oh, I'm fine. I'm thinking PSI.
Do y'all want to see the plea agreement? Yeah. I need this case number. I'm sorry?
That's right.
So what is it? What is that case related to? It's not the 2021 case.
2021 is the one that's going to run concurrent with this. Lead one is the 88-02.
No, but what I'm saying is, we're off the record. In the plea bargain agreement, it has the 2025 case. So is that 25 case same as some other case?
The 2025 case is a drug case arising out of 7/31/2025, and that is to be concurrent with the DC 2021 CR 8828-02. Let's see, take a look at that right here. So she has two drug cases.
Two active drug cases.
Oh, okay. The paperwork got switched. That's what's wrong. That's okay. Yeah, that goes there. All right, I'm going to recall The court is calling 2025 CR 0129777 and 2021 CR 882802, State versus Mary Elizabeth Sanchez. Can I have parties announced?
Blood written out for the defense.
And are you Ms. Sanchez? All right, and cause number 2025 CR 0129777. You entered a plea. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8828-02. And in cause number 2021 CR 8828-02. According to your plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine, and this will run concurrently with 2025 CR 012977. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and TAP evaluation?
We have, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
We do not have any witnesses. We have some documents to present to the court that we have previously shown to the state.
All right, you may proceed.
All right, Judge. We are asking for probation in this case. We prefer outpatient. She recognizes she needs some treatment. CAP agrees to that. They're recommending either SATF, I think, or outpatient. She's asking for the outpatient. She has no prior record. She has a history here of some drugs, not a heavy user, but some. I would note at one point in the PSI, it says that she, I think in the second case, she and her boyfriend were driving, making deliveries. She was delivering for Uber, I think, but not drug deliveries. Since she's been incarcerated, she understands she's got a problem. She and I have talked. She has a couple of problems. There is a drug issue there. She's had some problems making decisions. And frankly, she has an esteem problem over some bad decisions in the past. I can give you these one at a time and explain them. What I'd rather do is let you look at these. I would comment on one. There is a wing course there. She has not only taken that course, she is now a mentor in that course. Worked hard since she's been in the jail to figure out, number one, trying to take care of the drug issue, but also trying to work on her esteem and her ability to make decisions herself. To be a good match. She is certified in medical billing and coding. There we go. So she's employable. She wasn't doing that before. Again, I think that part of that was her esteem issue. I think if we get her straightened out, she can be a very productive member of society. She has 3 children, they're all grown. So we'd ask that you give her a chance, probation, starting at least with outpatient treatment. Doesn't have a heavy drug use issue, but enough to lower her judgment.
I have a few questions. Any objections?
No objection,
All
Judge.
right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. All right, make sure you speak up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear.
Step a little closer to this.
So, your boyfriend, did he know that you had these drugs? That's either yes or no. All right, so it appears that he may not be a good person in your life if he is aware that you had these drugs. And from what I'm reading, it wasn't a small amount of drugs. So, were you using at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much were you using?
I was already starting to break myself off, so honestly, I couldn't tell you a big amount.
And so your children was Child Protective Services ever involved in your life before?
Yeah, but not because of me, it was where I was residing at the time when they were little. They had a CPS school, so they opened it on me. I completed my parenting class and my therapy class they required, and I was finished with that. They signed off.
All right, and did you regain custody of your children?
I never lost custody. They resided with me, and I had a
Family-based service?
yeah.
All right, this is what I don't know if there's, I know you all are silent, no questions, okay. And your boyfriend that you were in this relationship with, who all lived in the household?
His parents.
Okay. And when's the last time you had full employment?
I work full-time or part-time? I would
Full-time,
full-time, I worked at a doctor's office,
doing what?
medical billing folks.
All right. I'm going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can give people choices, sometimes I can't. If I grant your application, there's going to be residential treatment. So the outpatient thing is out of the question. It's going to be residential. Or I can deny your application and I'll sentence you to 3 years in the prison. Which do you prefer? Okay. Do you need to discuss anything with your attorney? I'm sorry?
Yes.
All right, I'll have you discuss with her options and then just let me know.
All right.
Who's next?
I have, page one, fifth one down, 56, Ethan Gonzalez.
Ethan Gonzalez. Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
How's it going today?
Well, I'm in trial across the way.
Oh, you're in trial across the hallway? Oh, then it sounds like you need a reset. All right, so there was some evidence, I think, that was tendered to the state.
Yes, just, to my understanding, that evidence has been tendered, to Mr. Featherston by Alvin.
Mhm.
The only two things that are outstanding that I'm aware of is there were 3 phones that were seized during the course of the investigation. An extraction has been conducted on those, and so it's my understanding that that's been sent from the SAP to our IT department. I contacted, the IT supervisor twice this morning. He's not providing me the status of how long it's gonna take for him to make the master file so that I can then turn that over to Mr. Featherston. But I anticipate that it should be able to occur if we are provided one more setting. And then the last thing that's outstanding is, there was a GSR that was conducted on the defendant's clothing at the time of the offense, and that's still outstanding.
All right, counsel, do you know of anything outstanding outside of those issues?
Judge, I did get that hard drive last Friday, but I was in the middle of the trial across the way. So I haven't looked at the hard drive yet. Would like to get the cell phone dumps. It's 3 cell phones and I really don't know how much time that's gonna take.
All right,
to
Ms.
go through
Ferguson,
that.
you may have 45-day reset for discovery.
March 12th.
All right, we'll be back on March 12th.
Judge, you're most kind.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good.
Judge, in about 4 people, we're gonna have a sentencing. There's no objection. This is the defendant's letter to you. I just wanted you to have it in advance. in
All right,
case you
who's the
did-
defendant?
Adrian Isaac Hernandez.
Okay. All right, who's next? Arstead Brown?
PSI dates.
All right, do you want a full PSI date? Otherwise, I can take whatever witnesses you want to bring for a shorter date. Otherwise, it's going to be 8 to 12 weeks.
PSI date.
All right, I need a PSI date.
February
No, that's not 8 to 12 weeks.
All right, Judge, will be. April 21st.
Letters, possibly something may show, and I have to print out a couple of photographs to present to court for some upfront mitigation.
All right, so it'll be April 16th.
April 16th.
All right, court is calling 2025 CR 012488 and 2025 CR 011031, State versus Airstead Brown. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Joseph Stateson for defense.
And are you Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each cause number, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
In each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Brown, in each cause number, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? In each cause number, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, in each cause number, did you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, in each cause number, are you proceeding on the indictments as presented? Mr. Brown, in the cause number ending 88, you're charged with evading arrest detention with a vehicle. In the cause number ending in 31, you're charged with deadly conduct discharging a firearm. Both of those charges are third-degree felonies. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes.
In each of the cause numbers, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, in each cause number, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offenses?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Brown, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering into these pleas, you will be deported, denied naturalization, or re-entry. Did you understand? In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the cases are to run concurrently. State is taking in consideration 2025 CR 012499. And punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,200 fine. The state is opposed to your applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State? Was that the plea?
Yes, sir.
And each cause number, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then in cause number 2025 CR 012488, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And cause number 2025 CR 011031, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State in each of the cause numbers, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers case exhibit 1 and all attachments of code clauses.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Thank you. In each cause number, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Thank you.
In each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. We'll come back for sentencing on April 16th. I'll base my decision on whatever evidence is presented. Just make sure that you meet with probation. Usually there are going to be more than one meetings for you or interviews for you. One is the PSI, the other is the TAP evaluation. So usually those are on different dates. Do not miss any of those dates. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form and speak with probation, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Bud Ridenour, are you all ready? All right, we're back on the record in 2025 CR 012977 and 2021 CR 882802, State versus Mary Elizabeth Sanchez. So Ms. Sanchez, did you have an opportunity to confer with your attorney? All right, which do you prefer? Okay,
Just how I explained it, she doesn't understand. She thought you were offering her straight incarceration or incarceration with treatment.
okay,
She wants probation.
okay.
The treatment, this one.
All right. State, you may be excused. And would you prefer a conviction or deferred?
Preferred.
All right, we're proceeding and cause number 2021, I'm sorry. 2025 CR 012977. This is the court's ruling. Court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 45 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Bill visits 1 time per month until further notice. In custody, she's to remain in custody for transfer to SATF. And probation, we can do a referral to felony drug court. If she's accepted in felony drug court, then she can go to felony drug court. But she's to remain in custody for that evaluation. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8828-02, 300 hours of community service restitution. There'll be 1 hour deducted for every sober support meeting completed. There's to be no residing in households with minors. Probation, is there anything else with regards to that case? Is there anything else you need from the court in that cause number to help you be successful? Next, we're going to proceed and 2021 CR 8828-02. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 012977. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. In custody for transfer to SATF. And also a referral to felony drug court in custody. There's to be no residing in households with minors. 200 hours of community service restitution. 1 hour deducted for every completion of sober support meeting. Probation, is there anything else? Regular reporting, I'm so sorry. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, and regular random UAs. Is there anything else you need from the court? All right, in each of those cause numbers, did you review documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? And each of the cause numbers, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, and counsel, I'm just trying to find the other application. I'm sorry, the other trial court certification for you. There we are. All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me. Do you understand? Now, this is what I know. With drug addiction, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, you're not going to be successful. And one of the hardest things with drug addiction is being honest that you need help and there are issues. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you, okay? You're welcome. Who else is ready?
Page 8, fourth one down, Jacob Bill.
Jacob Leal. Mary Chacon. All right, just have a seat. Who's next?
Page 6 and 7, Lincoln Martin.
Lincoln Martins or Mertens. Who's their attorney for Lincoln Mertens?
Orlando.
All right, next.
Page 3, Sherry Laraga.
Shakira Laraga.
For your honor.
Good morning.
So I'm asking if this could be reset till tomorrow or just recalled for tomorrow. She had a flat tire this morning.
All right, have you conferred with the state on that?
I have, and they're okay with that. So anyway, she also needs to see a video, so we're gonna show her the video this afternoon and then come in if we could first thing tomorrow.
All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am.
Recall this for Thursday.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right, thank you. We'll see
Thank you, Honor.
you.
Appreciate it. Sign it.
Yes. On page 14 and 15. Mr. Davidson. Can you come up here, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 11309A, 2025 CR 11020, and 2025 CR 11311C, State versus Adrian Isaac Hernandez. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record?
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Hernandez? All right, you entered a plea into each one of these cause numbers. In the cause number 2025 CR 11020, according to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for community supervision. The state is opposed to your deferred adjudication, and this is to run concurrent. All right, off the record, we appear that we're missing some cause numbers for me. So this is running concurrent with 2024 CR 007176. Was that a motion to revoke or something?
7177.
All right, and has that already been taken care of or no?
He entered a plea of trip.
And then we have 2025 CR 011020. That's this case.
Right.
And then 2025 CR 011309A, and okay. All right, I see where we are now.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so we're back on the record. And then in cause number 2025 CR 011311C, according to your plea bargain agreement in that cause, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. All cases are running concurrently, and then the state is taking in consideration 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. And in the cause number 2025 CR 011309A, according to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. All cases will run concurrently, and the previously mentioned cases will be taken in consideration. And in both cause number 2025 CR 011309A and 2025 CR 011311C, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And each of the cause numbers have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report from either party?
The only thing we'd like to point out, Judge, is there was some question about whether he had prior gang activity, and he does not. I think they checked that he did, but they did say it was questionable. And he is telling me he has never been in a gang.
And state, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, the court has reviewed the letter from the defendant, which is the court's understanding that the state had no objections. So I've reviewed that letter. Defense, any witnesses?
We do, Judge.
All right, you may call your first witness.
We would call Mr. Hernandez's mother.
You're up against the counter.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Giovanna McGaha,
All right, I'm sorry. Could you
Rebecca McGaha,
spell your last name for the court reporter?
McGaha.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Mrs. McGaha, how are you related to Adrian Isaac Hernandez?
I'm his mom,
Okay, and how old is he?
19.
Okay. And could you tell the court where you live
I live in Smiley, Texas,
and what county is that in,
in Gonzales,
of that town?
in between, I think like 500. I mean, it's a small town, nothing's there.
Okay.
Like 2 schools and a Dollar General.
Okay, and if the court were to grant probation to your son, is that where he would be living?
Yes,
Okay, and there's a school there for him to attend?
yes.
Okay, and could you tell the court why you believe that Adrian should be on probation?
This ain't an eye opener. I'll be the first to. I've been praying hard, and with my faith and his faith, I mean, we've been just striving a long road. But I know God is good, and I got my family all in church with prayer and faith, and I got my mom home with me too. So, and I feel also changed. So I'm learning new things too. But they're all going. We have actually a lot of our families together still, and peace. I'm missing peace.
So, Mrs. McGaha, the court's going to want to know how it is that Adrian kind of fell off the path and how you're going to get him back on the path.
Well, I have a day and night with me and my husband, and I always take him. That's why I work at night, so I can take appointments for all my kids. So I can deal with that part in the morning if needed. Finances, I know how we're able to finance if we need help with that. There's people that can help us if needed on finance wise. Or I do try to do overtime so that I can achieve those funds to be able to put that there as well. And then the church has been very helpful and helping us with our children, as well as the school that my children are in, with support and helping us with organizations outside of school to get them in right structure with speech, or any things that they're needing for their health issues or mental states as well.
And was your son in special classes?
Yeah,
Okay, is that a 504 designation, do you
that
know?
was one of them. And he did have also behavior from his ADHD and stuff like that.
Okay, and how high did he get in school?
Well, he repeated 9th grade for a good minute. But they ended up passing him through to 10th grade, but that was the last of it. But they only found record here when he was trying to go for GED only for the 7th grade. So we would have to find a way again, which is very possible, to be able to do so.
And you're willing to do whatever it takes to get him back on track educationally?
Yeah, I mean, I have been, and I haven't let go yet. I'm still here.
And if the court sees fit to grant him probation and puts your son in different programs to try and assist him, will you all be able to transport him or
Oh,
do
yeah.
whatever is necessary?
That's what I do for my kids though.
And how many other children do you have?
I have 3,
And what are their ages?
5, 5, 4, and 16 months.
We'll pass the witness, Judge. Hang on.
I have a couple of questions for you. Okay, so you stated that you live in Gonzales County, Texas, is that correct?
Like the outskirts of it.
Okay, and how long have you lived there?
Going on 6 years.
So what year did you live there?
2020.
2022 or?
The month I don't, but I know the year is 2020.
Oh, 20, okay. And so regarding your son, I mean, he's 19 now, but this is not the first time that he's
Right.
been for court, correct?
Understood.
So he's been involved with the juvenile system since 2017, you'd agree with me, right?
I don't know the year, but I do know that it's been a while.
Okay, and so before you lived in or in the outskirts of Gonzales, Texas, were you living here in San
Oh,
Antonio?
yeah.
And was he living with you during
Yes.
that time? Okay, and so I guess my question to you is, back in 2017 and 2018 and 2019 and 2021, and 2022 and 2023, all of the years that he was involved in the juvenile system,
Right.
he was living with you up until 20, is that correct?
Probably before that. I don't remember when, because I got in a major car accident and I had to get surgery on that end, and then everything came back.
Okay. And so he was much younger than.
Right,
And he was still picking up charges under your supervision, is that
Right.
fair to say?
I wouldn't say I was the best to the fullest like I am now. I'm a lot more mature. I've grown up a lot more since I was as a young mom too. And at the same time, he was a lot immature himself, which he still needs still growing up, maturity wise, on that specific end. So, and then due to the, and then at the
I'm
same.
gonna ask you a question.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And so during the time when he was involved in the juvenile system, he was also ingesting illegal substances. Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay, and he's living with you during this time?
He do some runaways, so I mean, I would have to do those things too,
Okay.
on that end to put reports.
And so I guess my question to you is what's gonna be different now than before when he was involved in the juvenile system and under your supervision, still committing crimes, but if I'm understanding you correctly, if you're saying that you're more mature now.
I'm a lot more mature. I have God on my side, that's one.
Okay.
I know I'll succeed with my son. That'll be number one, and then, 2, I have matured. I have a husband that's he stands strong, and I stand right beside him, and as a whole, we succeed with our children. And we have moved our environment from a quiet place, peace. It's a whole different ballpark from living in this city over here to over there.
Okay. And you're aware that your son was on probation for the offense of evading arrest and detention with a vehicle, which is a felony offense, and that occurred in 2024. Were you aware of that?
I don't remember the year.
But you know that he's on felony probation right now. Do you know that?
I'm not too great with the law too much, but I know he's been in trouble most of the time.
Okay. So he's on felony probation, which means that he's gone before this court and entered a plea, and this court put in place different programs for him to abide by.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and he has not done that. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because he went out and committed an aggravated robbery ×2. You're aware, right?
Not, well, now I know that it's been 2 aggravated robberies. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, and so my question to you is, do you think that it's fair, or do you think that it's justice for somebody who's already on felony probation that has shown this court that they have no intention of complying with its rules? Do you think that it's fair for the court to give us probation for a second?
I mean, that's what the judge, I mean, I can't give that answer because, I mean, really, because I'm not the judge to say so, but I can say I'm there for my son.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. You pass the witness.
Any further
No
questions?
further questions, Judge.
Thank you so much for
ma'am.
giving me some insight into your son.
Okay.
All right, call your next witness.
We would call Mr. McGaha.
Good morning. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
Stevens, McGaha.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. McGaha, how are you related to Adrian Isaac Hernandez?
I'm his stepdad, but I've been in his life since he was around 2.
Okay. And just to cut to the chase, Mr. McGaha, you know that we are here because he has picked up some felony offenses and he has a motion to revoke his felony probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the question before the court is, what is going to be different this time if the court were to give him probation and put him on deferred adjudication? What can you assure this court that's going to be different this time to keep him out of trouble?
Well, he's coming back home.
Okay.
And I run a very, very strong household, and he has completed probation when he was staying with us too. And when he did do that, he was living with us.
Okay. And so you're talking about some of the priors that he's had.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the court has a whole list of those, and a number of those were dismissed or rejected, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he complete a couple of deferred adjudication probations under your watch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you willing to do whatever it takes to keep him on the straight and narrow, should the court grant him one more opportunity to try and behave on one of her probations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to tell the court that you know is going to be different this time to guarantee or for the court that he's going to be able to be successful?
I mean, he has been successful with me because I do see him, because that is my son. So he does listen to me a lot. And like I said before, when he was staying with us and with me, he did. He had a couple of little hiccups, but he was very, very successful when he was at home. So if he does come out, then he'll be coming home. Because I run a very, very tight ship, especially with all of my kids.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. McGaha?
I am a farmhand.
Okay. And would you be able to get Adrian some work?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
And would you be able to make sure that he makes all of his appointments and that he gets back on track educational?
Yes, ma'am. And then on top of that, I'm getting my wife her own vehicle upcoming soon. So she'll be having that, and then I'll be having my truck. So, and then I'll have my work truck too.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell the court?
My son, when he is home, he is very, very successful, especially when I am there. I am very, very stern with him. You can even ask him. He listens to me a lot more, because I guess I just have that dad figure for him, that father figure. And I really do want my son home. If he comes home, I guarantee he will more 90%, almost 100% that he will be successful.
We'll pass witness.
All right, state.
Yes, so you've been in the defendant's life since he was 2 years old. It's about your testimony.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so your wife is the individual that testified before you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And she testified that you all lived here in San Antonio, Texas until year 2020. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so then both you and her moved to the outskirts of the LA's Texas.
Yes, ma'am. And then we purchased our own property.
Okay. And that's where you're living
Yes, ma'am.
current, correct? Okay. And so I guess my question is, why was the defendant not living with you at the time that these offenses?
When he wasn't living with us,
Well,
He-
why didn't he go with you in 2020?
in a 2020, it was like a big old thing that just happened, and incident that happened at the house. So I had to move my family out, and then my son stayed with his grandma, if I'm not mistaken. And then he did stay with us a couple more times
after that. And then when he was staying with us, he was in school, he had everything done and everything was good. And then my son is he almost had it completed, and then when he turned 18, I do believe, that's when he fully moved to San Antonio.
Okay, so when he turned 18, then he moved out from you and his mom and returned back to him.
Yes, ma'am.
And so it's your testimony that, you know, he's been successful in the time of living with the contract. And you described the problems that he's had as hiccups. But you would agree with me that there's some pretty big hiccups, right?
I had some pretty big hiccups too.
Okay, that's not what I'm at. Do you think that it's a bit, would you describe it just as a hiccup, an aggravated robbery where he knows that his friends have guns and they're stealing property from people?
On
Is
that
that
end,
a
ma'am,
little
I
hiccup?
do not know. I do not know because I was not there.
Well, I'm asking you.
So,
Do you think,
on-
listen to my question, do you think that him acting along with his co-defendants, if he sees his co-defendant has a gun and they're pointing it at an innocent civilian and taking that civilian's property, do you think that is a big hiccup or a little hiccup?
I couldn't even see my son doing that in the first place.
Listen to the question.
That is the,
Is
I'm giving you
it
an answer,
the
ma'am.
facts that I described to you, is that a big or little hiccup?
On that end, I do not know, ma'am.
Is it a big or little hiccup?
I was not with him.
The facts that I'm describing to you, if somebody pointed a
can't
gun at
say
your
that,
face
ma'am.
and took your property, would
I
that be a
cannot
big or
say
little
that.
hiccup?
I cannot say he did or did not because he was not with me.
Asked and answered, Judge, and
Say-
argumentative.
Or a big
Excuse me. So just listen to the question and answer the question, okay? All right, you can ask your question.
Facts that I described to you, hypothetically,
hypothetical.
if
Okay.
somebody acted along with another co-defendant and one co-defendant had a firearm and pointed it at an innocent civilian and the other person started taking that civilian's property, would you describe that as a big or little hiccup?
I would call that as a big hiccup, yes, ma'am.
We pass away.
We have nothing further.
All right, sir. Thank you for giving me some insight into your stepson. I appreciate you coming in to testify.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Call your next witness.
We have no further witnesses.
All right.
Unless, did you want to say anything to the court or do you want to just rely on your letter?
Just want to say that
Well, here's the thing. If you want to say something to me, then I'll have to swear you in and the state will get a chance to ask you questions. I'm sorry? All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Adrian Hernandez.
All right, and before he begins talking, did you want to confer with him a little bit about whether he wants to say something to the court or not?
Yeah, if I could, just
Yes.
briefly. Want to do that? Okay. Judge, he'd rather just rely on the letter that he gave the court.
All right. Then let me call this cause number because I see that there were not pleas entered and it's the motion to revoke. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 007176. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled the motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adrian Isaac Hernandez who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 007176 for the offense of evading arrest or detention with a vehicle on August 5th, 2024 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Violation of condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Adrian Isaac Hernandez did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of May of 2025 in violation of conditions of the court.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive it down in there.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading through the violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement with regards to that motion?
There's revocation and for 6 years in prison.
All right. And defense, the court will, with regards to that, I'm assuming you want him continued.
Correct, Judge. We'd like it to run all concurrent with what his new offenses are.
All right. And then state, since you're opposed, I'll hear your argument, and then defense, I'll hear your argument for the cases that he's here to be sentenced on, as well as the motion to revoke. I think it'll flow smoother with that. All right, state.
Judge, so we are asking that you deny all of his applications and sentence him to 12 years in the prison and the aggravated robbery cases, and then 5 years in the prison on the collision case. Your Honor, I do appreciate in reviewing the PSI that this defendant did somewhat take responsibility for his actions. And he did enter into a plea, and his role was taken to account in the plea bargain. That's why he's given a top 12 of post, because he took responsibility and because he's not the person that had the fire. And the evidence that was stipulated to, he's acting with 2 co-defendants, and they were engaging in burglary of vehicles and local businesses in San Antonio over on the far west side. And basically they were going and pulling door handles and seeing what they could get into. And an uninvolved innocent bystander tells him to, hey, knock it off. And his co-defendant points a gun in that person's face and tells him to get the fuck out of here while he is receiving property from the other co-defendant. Your Honor, he was already on felony probation, and this court has given him an opportunity to rehabilitate himself and be a productive member of society. And he has failed to do that. And if the court were to grant his applications, he would fail to do it again. Based on, and then also in the collision case, he's driving recklessly, crashes into somebody, causes them an injury, and then he doesn't turn himself in for any of this. SAP has to go and get him out of his house. So he can take responsibility in that regard, but in the PSI he did, which I appreciate, but we are asking you to deny his applications and send it to 12 years.
All right. Judge, I think that the state has actually hit the nail on the head. He is extremely remorseful, and I think that the court can see that in the PSI, which is kind of unusual. You don't really see that level of remorse or taking responsibility for actions in my experience anyway, in these PSIs. I think this has been a tremendous wake-up call. I think that the family has rallied and is stepping up to take some responsibility to make sure that he can stay on the path. He has definitely gotten off the path. There were definitely people that were hurt as a result of his actions, and he is very sorry for that. I think that he has had a bad time in jail, and I think that this has shown him that he cannot go down this path, that he cannot be with these types of people, that he needs to live in his Smiley, Texas with a population of 500 and get his GED and go to classes and get a trade and go to work and stay on the straight and narrow. And I think he needs his dad, who appears to be a very strong father figure, to be in his life and to keep him on the straight and narrow and make him a productive citizen. And I know the court will have a number of programs and things to assist him with that. And I think that he is receptive to all of that. And so we are asking the court to grant his deferred adjudication and to run it concurrently and to keep him on probation in his evading case. And in the alternative, Judge, then we're asking for the lowest possible sentence that the court could deliver.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, I want you to know that I've heard all of the testimony. I've internalized everything that has been said. I just don't think that you're a good candidate for probation. So in cause number 2024 CR 007176, the court will revoke. The court is finding 4 true. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Gustavo Perez. This is the run concurrent with 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011311C, 2025 CR 011309A. I request to the therapeutic community, and there's to be no residing with minors. Did you review the document in that case entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? You do have a limited right to appeal in that cause number based upon the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011309A. Court is going to deny your motion. Court will find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. This is the run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Taking consideration 2025 CR 0133, 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Restitution, if any, to Shamari Moore. There's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage Mertens, Oscar Carvajal Jr. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing under that cause number?
No, I don't believe so.
In that cause number, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011311C. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 011310C and 2025 CC 009777. There's to be restitution, if any, to Paul Hike. Court will recommend the therapeutic community. And there's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage Merchants. And that cause number, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon.
Just the other thing is that we asked for a no contact order with the other co-defendant, which is Oscar Carvajal.
All right, and no contact with Oscar Carvajal. And no residing in households with minors.
Is there a fine on that one?
No. And that cause number, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
All right, because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And cause number 2025 CR 011020. Court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176, 2025 CR 011020, 2025 CR 011309A, 2025 CR 011311C. Take in consideration 2025 CR 011310C, 2025 CC 009777. There's to be no contact with Lincoln Gage. I'm sorry, Lincoln Gage Mertens and Oscar Carvajal. There's to be restitution, if any, to Mia Alaman and Sandra Marin. And the court will recommend the therapeutic community, no residing in households with minors. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know it's a lot of time and you're very young. When you go to prison, do not become institutionalized. Go there, keep your head down, try to get your degree. I will tell you, I've had clients before, and the best certification you can get, it may have changed, is welding. Because with welding, they get paid a lot of money. It'll be something that you'll be able to support yourself on, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
I need the reset. Okay, I'm sorry, the dismissals for you. Oh, yeah, that one you have to
Yeah.
take that one to the county
We'll
court.
do it.
This one.
Thank you. Is that all I need?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I think we're done.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who else is ready? Anyone else ready? Anyone ready?
Okay, 14, something like that.
Patricia Adams.
Come on.
Good morning. Morning. Court is calling 2025 CR 001-442 State versus Patricia Adams. Can I have parties announced?
Defending for the state of Texas. William Davidson for Patricia Adams.
Are you Miss Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Patricia Adams who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2025 CR 001-442 for the offense of assault, family, household, or member with previous conviction on March 19, 2025 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Under violation condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Patricia Adams, who then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of October, November, and December 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
The way the other 2 violations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. That is to deny the state's motion. Amend recommendation of probation to add mental health evaluation, intensive outpatient treatment, weekly reporting until proof of enrollment in her classes is provided, and then enrollment needs to begin within 45 days from today's date for her parenting class and her hostility management. That's what we asked for, yeah.
All right, and why is she not reporting?
She told me that she was in the hospital at the time. Some of her friends were supposed to bring the records. They came, they didn't have the records. They went back to the car. They couldn't find them. So she said she was in the hospital.
Just recently, Tuesday to Friday.
No. But here's the thing. You were in the hospital Tuesday and Friday. But according to this, you missed reporting for October, November, and December. So was she in the hospital October, November, December?
Yes, ma'am. Due to an incision, I had mastitis in my left breast, and I had to have it drained. And I'm supposed to go back on the 29th for the right breast.
Okay, so if she was in the hospital, does anybody have proof of that?
I'm not sure. We might be able to, you know where it is?
I know it either has to be at my grandmother's house or somewhere in the car, but I know the car was recently impounded, so that's the only thing that's kind of trouble.
Okay.
Well, does she have a doctor?
Yes, I do. And then I believe actually Bexar County Hospital can university can get all that information of me being hospitalized.
I mean, if she was in the hospital October, November, December, is she able to report? I mean, those are questions.
No.
So,
Originally, she was gonna plead on a different one, but.
and why is the request for outpatient treatment?
Usually a positive test. She's pregnant, so she is not able to go to various inpatient facilities, I'm told.
Oh, there are inpatient facilities available for people who are expecting. When is her due date?
I don't know. She says she's 5 months pregnant.
I'm 5 months. I found that I was pregnant in September, and my due date is July 2nd.
All right. I'll follow your agreement, deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include the following, and this is to take place in custody. There's to be a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then there needs to be inpatient treatment somewhere. And she is to begin parenting classes upon release from custody. And there's to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I just wanted the help for the trade school. I know I had asked for that last time on probation. That's on.
All righty, speak with probation about that and they'll help you with that. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else is ready?
Page 6. Page 6 and 7,
Lincoln Mertens. Hello. So what are we doing with this case? It's going to be a jury trial?
I believe so, Judge. We've received an offer, received discovery. I've gone through discovery. I believe I have everything. It's a large amount. I've gone through quite a bit of it, but I have not gone through it hour by hour, minute by minute.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, how long do y'all expect this jury trial to last? All right, I need a jury trial date, 3 days. This will be your plea deadline date and jury trial date. April 7th.
Okay, Judge.
And counsel at the jail, it may change, but clothing exchange needs to be done within 72 hours.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I did. Let me do this first. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best. Yeah, always. So it's nice to see you now. Thank you. Thank you.
No, you're right, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment. All right, I'm ready.
Page 8, 4th one down, Jacob Leah.
Jacob Leal. Oh, and please remember to turn the motion to withdraw back into.
Oh,
yes,
I sure will.
Thank you, because
Okay.
otherwise they won't have it.
Okay.
Okay. So in this case, this is your new attorney, and I'm sure you need more time.
I do. And I'm filing a motion. I would like to try and get the fees waived on his GPS. That motion was not filed before, so my office is filing it if I have to present.
Oh, and I'll sign it.
Okay.
Just once it's completed, probably be best to email it. Otherwise, it's going to be lost in the system.
Gotcha. I'll do that today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset for discovery. And the previous attorney has some discovery for you.
Okay.
And that is John Pettis.
Okay. I'll make sure we reach it. What day?
February 26th.
You're killing me. Okay.
All right, I'll see you on February 26th, and that'll be for discovery.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
See, I'll bring you the form.
Who's next?
Teresa Parmentier. Maria Ruiz on page 16, Judge.
Maria Ruiz. Oh, and where's Miss Ruiz? All right, my understanding you're asking. Oh, are we still waiting on the competency?
No, Your Honor, that matter was heard January 20th in the magistrate court,
Mhm.
which she was deemed competent and they referred her matter back to this court.
Okay,
Yes, Judge.
so you're all ready to proceed on the motion?
So with regard to the motion, Judge, the state did amend that motion just today to reflect a new alleged number one offense,
Mhm.
requesting time in accordance with due process to be allowed to review that alleged offense.
Mhm.
As well, Judge, we did want to ask about a referral for mental health court. She does have a new case, which is related to that alleged new number one. We think that she could benefit from some mental health treatment. Ms. Rees was at the DDRF facility before, but she was routed away from that due to some mental health significant issues, which prompted us to seek a comp eval. She was competent, but we believe there's some significant underlying issues, Judge.
All right, so here's the only issue. Mental health court is a pretrial diversion court, so I don't know if they will accept her.
I'm not sure, Judge, how that will work with an active probation case, if she could be placed, perhaps if she qualified pretrial diversion on the new case, and then still her show with probation, or if the probation matter would need to be closed out, or perhaps with the consent of the state, reopen the plea. But we're looking to getting her in terms of some set of resources. As we believe that's the underlying root cause.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 20-day reset.
February.
All right, February 16th. So what's going to happen at that time? Your counsel in the state will be able to inquire about how to resolve it, okay? Do you have any questions about anything? All right, thank you. All right, we'll see you back on February 16th. Yes. And probation on Miss Maria Ruiz, can you do a referral to mental health court? No, just on the one.
On the new case, and I'll follow up with the mental health court judge, Adrian, and see what maybe needs to be done with regard to that. And I know it's an unusual set of circumstances, but in speaking with the mental health ADAs down in the magistrate court, this is an individual that they flagged that they believe would benefit from.
All right, thank you. All right, who else is ready?
Page 6, third one down, is Rail Gonzalez. Let's see.
Israel Gonzalez?
Call me when I was outside.
Good morning. Mr. Gonzalez, come down. All right, on this case, where are we on discovery?
Judge, so there was one thing that was outstanding. It was cell dump of the defendant cell phone that has been, I've been sent a link this morning to be able to view it. So I've conferred with Fabio, she's gonna bring me drives that I can put it on there because it's unable to be uploaded to Discovery. I have to give it to her.
Okay. And that's the only outstanding discovery issue for both cases?
As far as I know, yeah.
All right, and state. Were you able to tender an offer? Okay.
No. No.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Yes. Set this for a plea deadline date in 45 days, please.
March 12th.
All right, March 12th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. And then the family violence case, if you all can make sure that you're updated on discovery with that case. I know it hasn't been indicted yet.
No, it's not.
All right,
I'll
thank
probably
you.
follow red on that.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
Yes.
You're welcome. Are you already on Mr. Cantu? Okay. And is Albon here? If you're, okay.
Thank you.
Could I see the files on Eric Cantu, please? All right. Oh, come forward. Where is Meredith Chacon?
She was here, Judge. She was in the, you want me to go see if she's
Yeah.
still here?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Hello. All right, so do y'all need to be on the record for this? My understanding there are some discovery issues. We'd had to have a new attorney appointed.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 1237 and 2024 CR 1238 State versus Eric Nathaniel Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Lindsay Shaw for Mr. Cantu.
And Meredith Chacon, you've been appointed to represent a witness?
Yes, I've been appointed by the court to represent Emily Crew, who was a witness in the case.
All right. And there was a previous attorney appointed, but there was a conflict. So now Ms. Chacon has been appointed to represent the witness. All right, let's start with, I know, Ms. Chacon, you need some discovery with regards to the witness that you're going to be representing.
Yes, they gave me this morning a thumb drive that I need to review and notes from an interview that they did prior to grand jury or under a grand jury subpoena of some kind, so I need to look at that.
All right. And my understanding, you may or may not have motions.
Correct.
All right. And now that that's out of the way, then defense, you have discovery issues?
Judge, so as of this morning, I also received the notes from the statements they obtained from the witness last week. So I think I have everything new that they have, that I got that this morning.
Okay. And my understanding, this may end up being a contested hearing, maybe not. So this is what I want parties to do. I want you all to confer with Ms. Ferguson. I want you all to get a contested hearing date. If it is not contested, then it's not contested. But we're going to get a contested date just in case, and something will be happening on that date. The date that you receive, if you see that there is maybe outstanding discovery that you feel you're entitled to, but that you don't have, come back to court before the date that Ms. Ferguson is going to give you.
Yes,
Does everyone understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions about anything? All right, and so state, Ms. Chacon is representing a witness. Make sure she has the discovery that she needs to properly represent her. And if you all will both speak with Ms. Chacon, and bring her up to speed
Yes, Judge.
on what issues may or may not be. And Ms. Chacon, what I can tell you is previously at the last setting, I think there was a affidavit of non-prosecution that was filed. The court had a chance to review that with the knowledge of both parties. No statements were in that. I believe it's just said the complainant did not wish to proceed with prosecution. So you're more than welcome to speak to the clerks because we're going paperless. So that affidavit of non-prosecution, maybe the defense has it, but it will be somewhere on the Odyssey system as well. All right, so if you all please confer with Ms. Ferguson.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, just have a seat.
We also would like, because the witness is under subpoena, to monitor that she is under subpoena, and after we get that date, we can tell her that she won't have to do it.
All right, is your,
She's here. Let me go make sure she comes in, because I think she's still outside in the hall.
okay, well, if you can get a date and then we'll have her come in and I'll give an admonishment.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right. All right, who else is ready?
Page 11, second and third one down, Jose Angel Garcia.
Jose Angel Garcia. Sean Brown. All right, they're not here. Who's next?
Page 5, oh, no, I'm sorry. On page 11 at the bottom, Edward Castillo.
Judge, good morning.
Good morning.
Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Castillo, who is in custody.
Where is he?
He's in custody, Judge. He's being brought out. Your Honor, I just wanted to approach the court. I've conferred with the state and I have an offer. I'd like to go over in detail with Mr. Castillo during a jail visit.
So let me ask you this. Are they bringing him out?
They are, but it's just that with the number of individuals we have, and Mr. Castillo is in a delicate position, so that's why I wanted to approach the court to see if I could have time to confer with him outside of court in jail.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have the offer.
Okay.
Oh, and here he is, Judge. Oh, come on over
Okay,
here.
just 1 second. Oh, March 2nd on Cantu?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, is he scheduled for jury trial?
I believe today is his first setting, yes, Judge.
All right. So was he taken into custody today?
No, Judge.
We haven't addressed it. We don't know.
Okay. All right. So, how old are you, sir?
7,
I'm sorry?
37.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for a plea deadline date in 3 weeks, please. All right, February 17th.
I do appreciate it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
They'll argue that motion to withdraw back.
You don't need me anymore, right?
No, just have him sign the reset form.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. I'm not gonna wait.
All right, who's next?
Next is, page 11, second and third, Jose Garcia.
Jose Angel Garcia.
Attorney's not here, Your Honor.
Attorney's not here.
All right, who is all signed in? All right. And who are you with? What is happening with your case? All right, let me see Carlos Garcia.
And I'm here on behalf of Curtis Hospital, Judge.
All right, just give me one moment. What is your client's cause number?
Judge, I still don't talk about it. 2025 CR 015-226.
015.
226.
On page 12.
All right, thank you. All right, what's happening with this case?
Judge, this is our first setting since indictment. Similar to the last individual brought up, I'm not sure why he's dressed today, but it's our first post-indictment setting. I have reviewed the office report and talked to Mr. Prater. There may be a suppression issue that both sides want to look into. We're not setting it for motion to suppress at this point, Judge, but we both want to look into that issue.
Has an offer been tendered?
No.
State, on this case, you need to tender an offer off docket. Norma, set this for a plea deadline date in 3 weeks.
4/17.
If we can, Judge, can we put it maybe the week before that? I am on vacation that week.
All right, week before. And if y'all are intending to have a motion to suppress heard, it needs to be heard quickly because he's on hold with the U.S. Marshals.
Yes, Judge.
February 10th.
That worked for me.
All right, see you back on February 10th.
Thank
And
you,
that's
Judge.
your plea deadline date.
Okay.
All right, who's next? Raise your hand if you signed in.
I've got a plea, Judge.
All right, and
Big paperwork, not ready, Judge.
Giovinco.
Yes. Simon Garza was a recall from last week on this continuance.
I think he's on the first page, Judge.
He is.
So do you want me to have him come up?
Yes.
I believe we have an agreement date.
Okay. All right. So on this one, the court had not ruled on the motion for continuance because I wanted to know when witnesses that you all wanted would be available, specifically the ME. So when is that going to be?
And I believe, Judge, considering their schedule along with all the other witnesses' schedules, the best date for this would be around March 17th.
And have you all conferred with Ms. Ferguson?
No, Judge, I have not. We can do that.
Norma, do we have a March 17th date available for jury trial? All right. So we're on the record in 2025 CR 004128 State versus Simon Alexander Garza. Can I have parties announced?
Brandon Prater with the state.
Marissa Giovenco for Mr. Garza.
And are you Mr. Garza?
Yes.
All right, we were here at the last setting. Both parties had filed an agreed motion for continuance. The court will grant the agreed motion for continuance based upon the unavailability of the ME. And you all have agreed on a jury trial date of March 17th, 2026. Is that correct, Stay?
That is correct, Judge.
Defense, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused and you'll be back on March 17th for jury trial.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're welcome. Who else is signed in and it's not a plea and you're ready? All right, yes, who do you have? Okay, all right. Alfonso Otero, who do you have?
You're waiting on an interpreter, Judge.
Oh, you're waiting for the interpreter?
Yes, Judge.
All right, who else raise your hand? LaHood?
Oh,
All right, and where is Mr. Dominguez?
he's here. Hold on, sir. There you go.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Yes, Judge. So I'm working with the state. State has turned over, I think, pretty much everything that they have as of right now. It looks like there's a few more videos which they're working to get to us. It's important in this case. It's an evading case, Judge. And what we're missing are at least 2 videos that's going to show whatever the alleged evading was, the initial stop. That's what we're working on getting right now. Judge, I'm fine with setting this for a plea deadline date. I have good contact with them. As soon as I have it in hand, I'll get them in the office again. I've met with them a few times. We'll review everything and we'll have an answer for you by next time, whether or not it's going to plea or trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a plea deadline date in 30 days. If y'all know something sooner, just come back sooner.
Of course, Judge. Thank you.
All right, what date?
I'll let you know, but
You're good.
All right, February 26th.
that works. Rest of you got all 45 candidates. Oh, I'm not in. Yeah, but I feel like there's
All right, who else is ready?
9.
If you signed in and it's not a plea, raise your hand. Who's ready? Okay, nobody's ready.
Oh, we got my clients are out back.
Yeah, I haven't signed in yet because I was doing all my talking and negotiating first.
Mhm.
I've got my clients, but it's a trial case, ready to approach. I believe the state's gonna announce not ready, so. I'll grab them and then.
Well, has the state filed, is it set for jury trial today? Has the state filed a motion for continuance?
We're about to.
Okay, they need to file a motion for continuance. All right. Veronica Callahan. Court is calling 2025 CR 014278, State versus Veronica Callahan. Could I have parties announced?
Matthew Allen for Ms. Callahan.
And are you Ms. Callahan?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Callahan, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, there's the.
No objection.
Ms. Callahan, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
I'm sorry, it's the court.
This document telling you what you're charged with and what your rights are. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? You're charged with evading arrest, detention with a vehicle. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Callahan, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and reentry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is waiving the enhancement. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,200 fine. The state is opposed to your application. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 014278. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, state offers states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objection.
State, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt. Counsel, if you're requesting a PSI, it's going to be 8 to 12 weeks. If you want to have it brought back sooner with just the court hearing from witnesses, we can set it sooner.
We request a PSI, Your Honor.
All right, I need a PSI date. All right, we'll see you back on April 14th. Do you want a TAP evaluation as well?
No, we're not requesting one, Your Honor.
All right. Probation is just be PSI, no TAP. Once you sign the reset form, you excuse, please speak with probation before you leave.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, who has the client with the interpreter?
I do, Judge.
All right, if you come forward, and where's your client?
It's in the box.
All right, if you have him come down. It's taking a while for Odyssey to load up the case. Just 1 second. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
This is the incorrect paperwork for this. I need the 861. It's 2025 CR 008561.
Right, then.
Sorry, just give me one moment.
It's on for Callahan.
Yes. She has two cases, so I need the docket sheet for that. That's okay.
Gave me paperwork for one.
No, she only pled on one, but the paperwork that I was given, the docket sheet, is incorrect. It needs to be on the other cause number, but that's okay. I don't have a docket sheet for that cause number. All right. So what is your client's cause number? Do you have it?
2025 CR 010159.
And it's Victor Salinas.
Yes, Judge Guzman.
So where are we on discovery?
I don't know. This case was transferred from the 399. I need to look at it. I suspect that we may need to have a lot more of it since the feds were involved in the investigation and the arrest. And so what I can see from the file is just SAPD reports and some evidence, but I know HSI and DEA were involved in it too.
All right, state, on this case, will you be able to get the information from other agencies?
My apologies, Judge. This is going with the federal.
Yeah.
Yes. Judge, I believe we're in contact with the AUSA that's involved, so I believe we've got it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for 30 days for discovery. All right, we'll be back on February 26th for discovery. Is there anything else?
That's it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Toma asiento.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you.
I don't think the people are coming from Judge Everyone's.
Who's here on Bob Vu? Court is calling 2025 CR 006190 and 2025 CR 006189 State versus Bob Vu. Could I have parties announced?
Right, ready for the state?
Attorney Bill Sims for defense.
And are you Mr. Vu?
Yes,
Counsel, in each cause number, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And each cause number, Mr. Vu, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictments as presented?
we are, Judge.
Mr. Vu, in each cause number, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
And the cause number ending in 90, you're charged with criminal mischief $2,500 to $30,000 as a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 89, you're charged with assault on a peace officer or judge. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have plea bargain agreements with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your pleas and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
And each cause number, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering these pleas, you were giving up those rights?
yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
please no contest.
No. You have certain rights. Do you understand what your rights are?
Yes, yes,
Do you understand that you have a right to go to a jury trial?
yes, and
Do you understand you have a right to have the state present witnesses to give testimony against you? And you have a right to cross-examine those witnesses. Do you understand?
yes, and
You're giving up those rights to enter into this plea. Is that correct?
yes, and
And is that what you want to do?
please no contest.
Looks like,
Sandy, give a whole bunch of sugar drops. Do you want to move forward to do you? Is that what you want? So the answer to the question is yes, that's what you want. We talked about those things. Do you understand?
All right. Do you understand the rights you have?
Yes, and
Do you understand when you enter into a plea bargain agreement, you're giving up those rights?
yes, and
And do you want to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in each of these cases?
yes, and
I'm sorry?
yes, and
Yeah, he said, yes, he does.
yes.
Is that what you said? Yes, you do. All right, so the head nods, the court reporter can't take down head nods. You're gonna have to say yes or no.
yes, and
All right. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Vu, in each of these cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
yes, and
Has anyone threatened you to get you to enter these pleas?
oh no, and
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
no, and
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
If you're not a US citizen, by entering into these pleas, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry into the United States. Do you understand?
yes, I understand. I'm a US citizen.
Here's the thing, I'm just asking questions.
Okay.
All right.
Your
Court,
Honor, I think he's just trying to say Your Honor, and he's just mispronouncing
Yeah.
that. Like at the end of it, that's what he's trying to say is Your Honor.
I understand. I'm just asking questions. I just would like my questions to be answered. All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement that you've reached with the state with you and your attorney?
Yes, and
Okay, so in each cause number, you've agreed to a 2-year sentence. State jail felony case, you've agreed to a 2-year sentence. The case that is a second degree, you've agreed to 2 years in the prison. So one is 2 years in the state jail facility and one is 2 years in the prison. And the cases are running concurrently. Did you understand that to be your plea in each of these cases?
yes, and
Defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
state.
It is, Judge.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph in each of these cause numbers?
yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, and
Did you sign it in both places?
yes, and
All right. Now, by signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only thing you will be allowed to appeal on is if I've heard some type of pretrial motion. Do you understand?
yes, and
And that I've ruled on that. Do you understand?
yes, and
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then in cause number 2025 CR 006190, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
please no contest, and
Okay. And in cause number 2025 CR 006189, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
please no contest, and
All right. State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge, we offer exhibit 1 and all attachments on both cases.
No objection.
Mr. Vu, in each of the cause numbers, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it
Yes, and
in all the appropriate places?
yes, and
Now, again, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or either your attorney to question any witnesses that the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
yes, and
Because you've entered into this plea bargain agreement, the state is not bringing any witnesses in today. They're proceeding on the police reports that are in these stipulations. Do you understand? In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. In each cause number at the reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty in each cause number. And in each cause number, the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
yes, and
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We'll just pray the court follow the plea agreement.
And cause number 2025 CR 006190, the court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 006189. State you're excused.
Thank you.
There's to be no contact with Walmart located at 8923 Military Drive. And that's 78251. And cause number 2025 CR 006189. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 006190. Counsel, was your client having a bad day that day, or what was going on?
Bad day, homeless. He thought the person was following him and harassing him, and he responded in a way that he knows that he shouldn't have responded.
All right, and the court will request the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community does not increase the time that you're in custody, but it's to help you with any issues you may have. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
yes, and
All right, because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes, and
All right, Ms. Savu, we're off the record. Your attorney has told me that there may be some homelessness in regards to you. When you're released from custody, if I'm still here and you can't find a place to help you with that, you come back here, I'll pick up the phone to call somebody to see if maybe the Salvation Army or Haven for Hope, or there's some other placement for you.
yes.
All right, good luck to you, okay? You're welcome.
No, I don't know if he like given that to you yet. It was on the third case.
Okay. Here we are.
Maybe excuse Your Honor.
Sure, just one moment.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, you may be excused. Thank you. To put everything in Odyssey.
Oh.
So I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you.
Oh, no problem, Judge. I think the longest Odyssey notes are County Court 6.
Was, okay, great. Yes.
Yes, Judge, I have Quentin Meadows this morning.
He zoomed in.
Yes, Your Honor. I've gotten an offer from the state. I've reviewed it. I just need to address it with a licensing attorney as to the license implications of the plea.
Just
So
one
just-
second.
oh.
I need to find him on the docket sheet. All right, Mr. Meadows. Show your video, please.
One second.
So while he's doing that, what are you reviewing?
Yes, Judge, so we've gotten an offer from the state. I just need to review it with our licensing defense attorney out of Austin. Just a short reset would be sufficient.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 2 weeks. And is your client here in San Antonio or?
He lives in Las Vegas with his grandmother, Your Honor.
All right, so he's going to have to make sure this is working. Otherwise, he's going to have to pay the ticket to be here.
Yes, of course.
All right, what date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, February 10th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Oh, he made it on. Okay. All right, you're going to be back on February 10th. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sorry, my connection was kind of like junky.
No problem. You'll be back on February 10th.
Okay.
That'll be by Zoom.
Okay.
Hi. Yes.
I'm present on Lampkin today. Your bailiff just informed me that Mr. Lampkin was canceled.
Okay. All right, have you conferred with the state?
We have.
All right, and who all is on this?
It's myself and Austin and then just Miss Calloway.
Okay, all right, so you can come back by Zoom and I'll take that matter up. I need to go on recess because it's 12:22.
I understand. So this afternoon.
Yes.
This afternoon by Zoom?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.